Yo, what's going on today, guys? First, let me apologize for not uploading the past couple days. Sorry about that. Also, sorry if there's no sound in this gameplay. I do not know what happened. It wasn't something. It wasn't a conscious effort on my part to get rid of the sound or anything. I don't know. And I've been having a few problems with recording my own voice for some reason. It's recording my own voice live when I'm playing. Like, it's just for some reason screwing up. Um, I don't know why, but it is, and it's just weird. It just sounds weird. It just sounds like I'm in like some small room and everything's echoing or something, or like an atrium or something. I don't know. It's very weird. But let me get into what this is. So this is a game battles one-on-one, and I don't know if anyone else who watches these videos besides me enjoys these types of gameplays, but I actually do enjoy them. Playing them, I'm still working on not getting super nervous when I play these. I think why I get nervous is just because I don't know where the guy is, and it's what makes me nervous. And I know that all the pressure is residing on me. I don't get nervous really if it's a one-on-one and we're playing a two-on-two. I guess it's just the fact that it's only me there. No one else is watching. No one else is there to support me verbally or, through the gameplay. And by the way, this guy is, I think at the time he was like 28 and 14 or like something like that. He basically had won. He wins 2 out of 3 games that he plays, or something like that, is the average for this guy. But I think he since disbanded his team. Um, this is on the 360, by the way. I do have an account on the Xbox One as well. I just haven't been playing on the Xbox One because of the lack of a SCUF controller, and that's pretty much the biggest deal. I think the lack of the SCUF controller, because I really need that controller to basically play the game how I can play it. I mean, I'm still adapting to the SCUF controller because it's gonna take me time. I need to put in a lot of time. I need a lot of the things aren't just subconscious conscious efforts that I make. They're like I have to consciously think about pressing a button, and that's not good. You don't want to be doing that, and things need to be fluid, and that's just going to take some time and practice on my part. But yeah, and these what I'm playing here, it's basically it's a one-on-one, right? But it's MLG variant search and destroy settings. So those are particular kind of settings that make it the first to 6 round wins the map, and in this case it's a best of one map. So first to 6 wins takes the victory, other person gets a loss. So there's a lot on the line, and that's why these best of ones, they're really a lot of them has to kind of do with luck, in my opinion. Obviously, you have to be good enough to kill the opponent or smart enough to, counter whatever your opponent's doing, but there's obviously a lot of luck that goes into playing a one-on-one, and you'll see me like walking like this, like kind of like a crouch. I'm crouching and I'm just walking around. The reason for that being is in this game it's pretty easy to quote unquote sound whore somebody, so you can basically hear someone else's footsteps, and then especially if the other person's using a headset, you can definitely track them pretty easily. But why you see me running like on a lot of the when the clock's around a minute, like for 10 or 15 seconds or something like that. Yeah, 15 seconds. It the music's playing and you cannot. I mean, at least I can't. You cannot hear somebody's footsteps over that music. Especially since in the MLG variant settings you cannot use amplify. You can only use dead silence as far as masking your footsteps or hearing somebody else's footsteps. You can only use dead silence, so you're not going to be able to hear somebody else's footsteps when that music's playing. So that's why I'll tend to run around when that's playing, or maybe I'll try to plant the bomb or do something so the other guy might not hear it. Although you actually can hear the bomb being planted, I believe, when that's going on. So singles is a lot, in my opinion, about experience. And I know I'm just kind of rambling on about singles, but I do like playing it, and I'm just trying to get rid of those nerves. But singles, in my opinion, is a lot about strategy. And there you, I actually catch a glimpse of him. I don't know if this is a round where I screw that up or not, but yeah, actually, it is like who would have thought the guy would be there? Because I'm pretty sure he didn't know that I was there, and I'm pretty sure, well, that he didn't know that I was on the robot. And I'm pretty sure he didn't hear me drop down. Maybe he heard me drop down when I dropped down off of it, and that's why he stood still. That might have been the case. I don't know for sure, but yeah. So anyway, I think singles is a lot about countering what your opponent is doing, and that's probably the biggest thing because it doesn't really matter what their record is. In this one, I think it's the MLG variant Search and Destroy. Pretty much anybody can win. Anybody can beat anybody almost. I mean, I'm going out kind of on a limb here, saying anybody can beat anybody because that's obviously not true. But the fact that the time to kill in this game is like it's a split second. You can kill someone in this game in a split second, and that's why it depends on who sees who first, etc., etc. There's so many different factors. You have to know what really separates people, I think, from more consistently winning in a one versus one. In my opinion, is just practice, a lot of experience. So you need practice, obviously. You need a lot of experience, and you need to know the maps that you play. You need to know where to hide. You need to know basically where you think the opponent is going to be coming from and stuff like that. Like I mean, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here because it's not like I've come up with all the spots that I'm sitting in or going to, but in a few times in this game, I actually use very good spots, and I know that for a fact because he's surprised that I'm there, or it just works out better for me because I get to see him and he doesn't see me. Like I saw him on the robot. I saw him when I was crouched near the robot where the robot or the assembly line. Um, so it's like spots like that. Like people, you have to mix things up. In my opinion, a great way to win a singles match is to not be predictable because if you're predictable, it's almost like he's has a you increased his odds. Like say since it's pretty even, it's got basically everyone has a 50-50 chance of winning each round, right? You have a 50% chance, so does your opponent. But if you're predictable, you're basically making his chance of winning like 75% because he knows generally where you are and where you're going to be. And I try not to do that. Try not to do the exact same thing every round. Um, but also, like, if you want to mix things up and do the exact same thing, I know that might sound hypocritical or paradoxical or whatever, but doing the same thing twice can sometimes throw off the opponent or hiding in like an obvious spot. See, like there's another spot. Like I don't think the spot that I was hiding in was particularly obvious, but I played I guess a 50-50. I was on defense. He could have been going to the A bomb site, but from where I was, hiding there wasn't really that bad of an idea in my opinion. Um, so yeah, also, one thing kind of a tidbit or a tip for singles is don't challenge when you don't need to. I think it's like we're hardwired or programmed from playing Call of Duty to challenge a lot of gunfights that we really don't need to challenge. Um, I find myself like in this round, this is why I'm beginning to talk about it. I challenged something that I should not have, and it's just stupid. It doesn't mean that since he won the gunfight that he's a better player than me or all this. It's just, don't get caught up in any bullshit or don't try to psych yourself out. It's more like you made, a bad play, and that's okay to make a bad play. You just got to learn from it. So next time you don't make that bad play, like there, I see him again. Like how many times have I had the um, the first sight of him in this? At least so far, I've seen him like every single time. I think first, like here, that's a bad challenge, and I'll tell you why. Well, one, my shot was a little bit off there. Two, though, I mean, the shot being off wasn't really the problem. Obviously, it was. Technically I could have killed him, but the reason why is because he was hot behind that a head glitch. Essentially, that bomb was serving as a head glitch for him, and I didn't know he had an assault rifle. It didn't really matter, but um, you know, he had an assault rifle with armor-piercing rounds on it too, so he could shoot through the bomb site if he wanted to, and whereas I really couldn't. So, you know, this is something you got to learn from. You got to learn to not challenge gunfights at certain gunfights. But I mean, I'll often challenge. Sometimes you do want to challenge though, just because, um, you know, you got to take the risk, or you think it's going to be worth it. Then you got to do it. You know, that's your prerogative. You know, use your best judgment though. You got to make a lot of judgment calls in singles because it's all up to you. Nobody's going to win the game for you except you. Um, and there, I could see that he just planted the bomb. So if you notice the amount of time it takes to ride the robot is actually quite a substantial amount of time. However, some people do not expect you to be on it. That's essentially why I use it. It's a good mix-up tool. And sorry for sorry for yawning. That's something I try not to do, but these are long commentaries. Um, I think I got a little bit lucky there. You know, he could have been somewhere else, but I kind of eliminated some possibility because he wasn't on that perch thing where you placed that trophy system. So you know, you just gotta try to do your best. You gotta have a lot of experience to try to win these. Cause, and I say to just try to, and I'm not trying to be pessimistic or anything, but shit happens, and it's if it's a best of one, you know, it's as I said alluded to earlier, anybody can win a best of one because shit happens, and it's Call of Duty, and the time to kill in this game is a split second. It's not like if it were Halo, like Halo 3 or Halo 4, one on one would probably be much more consistent. Like the better player wins 90 plus percent of the time, or almost or basically all the time because Halo, it's more like it takes like four bursts of the weapon to kill the person. In this, it's just, you know, oh, he was looking the other way. That's what the mistake that he made. You know, that's essentially what that boils down to. Um, oh, and yeah, I guess this video actually was not this close. This is some playing somebody else. This guy's record was not 29 and 14, I don't think. Maybe it was. Shit, I don't know. I played somebody else on this map. That's why I thought it was something else, but it doesn't matter. It's a singles GB. It's the same thing, you know. Um, this guy's not. You can tell he's not horrible at this game. You know, he definitely has some idea of what he's doing. But I think no, I think this guy was pretty decent record or something like three. No, I think this guy was 3-1 actually. So I think he had lost to somebody that was had a really good record. So anyway, guys, that wraps it up. I get that round win. I get the whole win. It's a best of one again, so I get the win. So anyway, guys, I will see you later. Peace.